It doesn't matter. They still have to win by then.
They don't have enough hard prio in their lanes to set up the Nidalee, and the Sejuani has two great setup jungler, or just great setup soul laners to proc permafrost.
Yeah, right? Because HLE, they just need to answer everything the DK asks, right?
Yeah.
And they're pretty good. You know, they know a lot of the questions.
They do. Zeka gets the knock up here. It's going to push Showmaker out, play around here.
Lucid looking to now take down the rest of these grubs. Just pounces over the wall. The Unbound Soul is going to pull Zeka back, and it's Beryl that's actually out of position now. Does use the ult. Forced onto Zeka, and he still gets picked, even though the ult came through and the door was up. It doesn't matter. The flash not going to save him, and aiming not going to do anything here either. That's Peanut now able to take the remaining two grubs. Well, just deny the feat of strength. Get yourself the experience by taking down one of the grubs. And don't risk it any further, because first blood going to HLE,
Not enough to get the kill there, as Lucid will be able to take this dragon on the other side, because Peanut showed topside. He was on the other side of the map, and that's a big win here for Dplus. Bouncing back.
Yep, that has to happen, right? They have to make sure that they get a monopoly on these dragons, and hopefully it's a good soul as well. No Ocean this time around, but there is still the chance that a Chemtech could come on through. Oh, cancels his own back. Does have his Dominus back up again, though, as he's going to throw it down. But this time, the Glacial Prison will connect, and Peanut is able to take the kill.
The problem with playing the Renekton Nidalee lane and drafting the blind Renekton is that
yeah, the Jack Sejuani lane is actually looking better. It's okay. Zay's gonna have to flash out of the way of Lucid here. Smite comes down. I don't think he's out of the woods, ladies and gentlemen. Spear is going to miss, and Lucid is still pouncing forward. Another leap strike, and Zeus is out of there as Peanut says, "Get out of here, Lucid." Lucid's gonna now turn his attention to the Sejuani as the spear. Oh my goodness, that gave me a little bit of a heart attack.
Initially really good for Hanwha Life Esports, and Peanut there on the top side with that successful gank. It actually ends up backfiring kind of here with what Dplus walk away with, as they will end up now taking 4 grubs. I don't see a contest coming through, although Delight has something to say about it.
Yeah, no smite, 30 health, and Delight just body slams it. So that is going to be the feat of strength denied. And 2 grubs picked up by HLE. He does have Blade of the Ruined King done. Of course, we know the spike that item is. And now Peanut just walks over and says, "Oh, this is what you were doing, Lucid. Let me just come over and steal that from you."
There's that Pantheon TP.
Yeah. Teleport going to bring him in. There's the Glacial Prison, and Lucid not going to be able to do anything. The rest of HLE, they can just back away. It's highway robbery. And it's a Chemtech Soul!
Lucid says it's a 50-50, and Peanut says, "You're not coming in smite range."
Yeah, it just takes the top lane out of turret.
Thank you for the free money. And this is not really showcasing of his skill on the champion's hold-up. Delight is a bit deep.
Yeah, he is going to get the cast out. And here comes the Pantheon. Spear going to connect there as well as he looks to ult his way out, and it's not going to work.
Delight
now wanting to find Delight as he's on the wrong side of the map. Teleport to come through from Shiu as he heads toward that top lane. But with the concussive blows stacked up, looks like aiming is going to be collecting himself a kill here. Honeyfruit almost actually consumed, as the Rift Herald is going to be the consolation prize, or at least attempted consolation prize.
We'll scout this out. He is Nidalee after all, but
you can see Peanut putting his back to it, and Lucid unable to get the spear because, of course, big old Bristle is there in the way.
If it looks like a really opportunistic one for them, otherwise we'll be happy to just sit Jax in the side lane and keep doing this.
Yeah, Shiu actually getting outplayed a bit in that particular trade, but he's got a kitty cat on its way up. Has another counter-strike here as there's the Dominus. Spear going to miss, but Lucid, he can just follow Leap Strike to get him over to Peanut, who's just a brick wall. Oh, no, Peanut! He just betrayed him!
Rough times for the top lane here in Hanwha Life. That's a bit of a dent.
They're now looking to escape. The Unbreakable does come on through, and Beryl is able to escape. Even has a Primal Surge there from his Nidalee to help him out. And Showmaker going to finish off this outer turret towards the bottom side of the map. Outer on top side as well in a bit of trouble.
They're going to try to push the bottom turret.
If this is a steal, by the way, it's feats of strength that come in at the same time. Here it comes. Peanut comes in! That's not going to be the steal, though. As now Lucid just trying to get out of there. Beryl stands beside his teammates, but in goes Zeus, immediately stunned. That's actually huge. And they all get out of the counter-strike. Never mind, he flashes in. There's a brilliant ultimate from Beryl, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. They trade 1-for-1 so far, but now the chain CC onto Showmaker. The answer onto Delight here is aiming is free hitting. Shiyu trying to stay alive as Zeka in a little bit of trouble. Aiming really wants to do it, and now Lucid piling it on top. Zeka, he unbound the soul, and now aiming dealing with the both of them. Oh man, this 3-for-3 so far. Could be more, but instead, they are just going to back away. It looks like the blue buff is going to go on over here. As a spear! Oh my goodness, Zeka.
Zeka, you're crazy!
Yeah, he picked it up!
Fight. It's Hanwha Life getting a lot of map control out of it as Lucid's now in danger.
Yeah, Arctic Assault is fantastic, but Showmaker's dived on top of Zeka, finding an angle. That's actually going to distract them from Lucid. Great sidestep, but I think Showmaker is still dead, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, and oh, never mind the unbound soul, so it's a trade. 1-for-1 of mid laners, and now Zeus is on the wrong side of the fight. This game has gone weird. It's gone weird really fast. Where's my chess game and stuff from the last one?
I don't think we're playing chess anymore. Played support, even though we knew it could be played mid. We were kind of asking, should it be played mid?
But also, like, can you counter Zeka's Yone with anything? Strength going over, but there is nothing they can do about this. That is just going to be the Drake secured and some cool shoes put together. Beryl going to eat a lot of damage.
Beryl's wall up here early too.
Yeah, Glacial Prison comes down. There's the ulti to follow as Peanut needs to get out of there. Another party cast going to fly on through, disrupts DK, but Zeus still has to flash out of there. And HLE, they don't need to go for more. They've got the Drake, they've got what they needed. Feats of Strength are now done. You can just back off.
This game of League of Legends doesn't fit the archetypes in my brain.
No, right? I'm
not
feeling
sure
the same
what's
way.
happening. It feels like this is one of those games, you know, we have the show match at the beginning of the season where like people are playing off-roll and stuff, and the game just gets to a weird state. A level and a half, technically speaking, but you can really start to feel the Soul Lanes losing their power here, which puts a lot of the eggs in that Nidalee basket that we talked about earlier. You know, she has so much damage, so much power, but
oh dear,
needs the setup, needs those Soul Laners to make it happen. As HLE are just going to start this up, and everyone is so far away.
And DK actually have no idea.
They just have to give this. I mean, if they knew, they'd have to give, but they don't know, and they're about to find out.
Yep. And that's going to be a whole bunch of flowers. Look at the gardening.
Look at Zeka's
HLE. Just take the Dragon Shield. I love that. Okay, Delight. He's going to send Showmaker over. Great knock up with the Q onto the Pantheon, who's just going to get picked off.
Viper with the snipe at the end.
Oh, that's really going to open things up here for DK, and I think now the consideration is, do we just try and take a Constellation Dragon while they're taking down this Baron, or do we look to try and contest? Contesting is so difficult. Teleports up for Showmaker, though. Maybe they can buy 40 seconds, but I don't even think so. She is now diving forward. Speaking of diving forward, though, Zeka goes in, goes out, Lucid goes golden, and now Beryl with the door up, but they dive on top of aiming, and look at Viper huffing mad. Double kill comes out for Zeus for Zeka at the same time, never mind, as Shiyu is just cut down where he stands.
Minutes long, but it certainly was, and HLE are just with the clean ace looking to end. Showmaker does have ult, he has respawn, he's not even level 16 yet, and he is going to be the one man to try to stop it all, to try to buy time for aiming for Shiyu. I don't think alone he could do it, as he goes in alone
it's
and
the wave killer attempt, and it doesn't actually work. The minions, I don't think they care. Yeah, they're not going to go down. The cannon will survive, and Beryl, he will not. As Nexus turret's on the floor, and HLE not even bothering.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.